right. So okay, so today is what's today? April 22nd of 2022, and I'm actually kind of short right now. Not short. I'm actually long right now. Um, Similar long as the shorts the last couple of weeks. Here we have relative equal highs up here, very smooth highs. We have a draw into this 1 hour gap here, SMT down here. And so now I'm looking to cover up here in these areas. I do want to add down here, hopefully, before we sweep these highs, I would like to see a drawback into this low down here. I got long right around here, right in this area here. And the reason why I got long again is because on the 15-minute, we have this breaker here. And so now I'm looking for a drop to these areas, and that'll be it. I don't want to, I think this will be my final take profit. I don't want to be around here anymore. I do believe we continue drawing up to these highs up here. So we'll see. Depending depending on how we react once we cross these areas here, I'll either take profit or I'll continue to hold. Um, I'm very confident in this play, so I'm not worried about the stop loss. I would like to add some more down here, so we'll see how that works. Oh, and why am I short? I mean, why am I long biased? Well, I'm long biased because on the weekly, we already took out a lot of liquidity over here. On the monthly as well, we also here took out a lot of liquidity. We drew into this breaker here, here, into these imbalances here, and so you would expect price to retrade, to redraw back into some sort of imbalance here on the weekly. The imbalance was up here, so we might draw up here. I do believe that this right here, uh, I do believe this is the drawn liquidity on the weekly. Um, so yeah, we'll see on the daily. Oh, and one more thing on the weekly. On the weekly, we have an inside candle. The previous week, same thing here. We have an inside candle, meaning that the body of the candle is within the high and low of the previous week's candle. Best part about this is in the upper 25% or in the upper 50% of the candle. Same thing here is in the upper 50%. We took out liquidity this week, and if the draw are these highs, then I would expect price to drop to these highs. I do like the new week opening gap being as being the first drawn liquidity. So we'll see. On the daily, we took out a lot of liquidity up here. This sweep of the previous 4 days, I really like, uh, and so we have enough liquidity to start looking for these highs up here. Now, if we draw towards these lows, then I'll be mindful of that. But I am positive that we're going to draw towards these highs. If not this high, if not just this high, then the previous day high here. So again, I am watching this area here. Depending on how price closes and opens within the next half hour, we'll see what price wants to do. Let's look at the 240. On the 240, we are staying above this candle here. Actually, above this breaker block here. 4 hour breaker block. Same thing here. 4 hour breaker block. Displacement. We got this sweep here, right here. Same thing here. We had a pretty nice sweep of liquidity. So even if this ends up being the high, at least my stop is set. Um, And my drawn liquidity right now, like I said, my targets are up here. We have a violation. We clearly violated. It's just an imbalance, but I would expect price to just continue drawing higher. If we continue drawing higher, then and we leave this gap here opened, then I'm very confident that we hit these highs up here. Same thing with this one. As you can see here, we closed above it. No breakaway gap. This right here is a breakaway gap as we stand right now. I would like to see this candle close above this gap here come 10 o'clock. We already did it here, but right here, it would be beautiful if we closed up here somewhere. Same thing with me. Same thing with this candle. I would like it if we closed up here. Either one of the candles. If this one closes up here, then great. Um, and so again, my objective is these highs up here. So we'll see how long I stick into it. Um, um, let's go to the 60. 60 we have SMT here, SMT here, and I like how we're drawing towards these highs up here. So let it keep going. I'm not even gonna look. Well, not until later. So we have a balanced price range here. As you can see, we started closing above here. Here we have an institutional order flow entry draw in the 1 hour. And so if we are to draw towards these highs, I do believe that these areas right here, at least for the hourly, these areas would be the targets. This one more specifically, because here's where we broke. What's the word? Uh, State of delivery. So from this high to this low, this would complete the market maker buy model. Uh, Likely, I'm only to I want to see again. I want to see how price reacts once it breaks through here. Same thing here. I want to see how it reacts once it breaks through here. Once it does, then I'll decide whether to keep it or hold it. So we'll see. 55, not bad. Now I'm wishing I would have gotten in with more contracts. Oh, and as you can see, notice how these gaps are filling. None of these filled. If we put a 25, actually, let's do it now. Here. Notice how we didn't even touch the upper 25%, the upper quadrant of the gap. So that's a really good sign. Here, we opened and closed above consequent encroachment of this gap here. So the likelihood that we draw towards these highs, I really like. Notice how these highs right here are very smooth. That is um, that is generated liquidity, meaning that price will have a hard time getting above these areas. Let's take a look at the 15. Okay, so as you can see here, these edges here, very sharp, very sharp. Same thing here, these edges very sharp. But if you look at these edges, they're kind of like uniformed, right? So you just target these highs once you see an entry. Here we have a breaker block. Notice how once price closed above with this candle came in here. This should have been my entry, but I didn't take it. Same thing here. Price didn't even trade into this area. This actually the body of this candle. Instead, it created a breakaway gap. Same concept as it did here on the 1 hour. Here, so you don't expect price to come back down here, and I wouldn't. Maybe here, yeah. So if you were in long here, then your stop should be here now, because if it starts violating all these areas, then you're not gonna make it, or not make it, but it's not gonna work out. The likelihood of price not working out is very low. And there are no news today, but the setup is very well done. So I'm gonna try to stick with it for as long as possible. Oh, and the reason why this is here, I wanted to see price um, reject a very good bearish alert, I guess, if you will. And with this candle and this candle, you had SMT between this candle and this candle here, right here. So when you have a bearish, if for whoever's bearish, if they're bearish, then they're gonna be looking for entries here. So here's where I'm pretty sure some of those people got short. But what I wanted to see is I wanted to see price violate this trigger right here. Once it violated that, I knew that we were good. Yeah, now that now that we have a what's the word? Now that we have a double top right here, I'm even more convinced that we're going to draw towards the highs. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to come back down here, that we're not going to come back down here to retest it. If we do come down back down to this area, I'm adding. So I have a breakaway gap here. I want this gap to remain opened. Yeah, I want this gap to remain opened. If we draw back into this area here, I want to add some more. The fact that we broke through here already, I'm not taking profit just yet. I'll just leave it there. Actually, let me take one off. Okay, took one off there. But yeah, I'm not looking for a deep retracement. If anything, I'm just looking for something back into discount of this move here into this area here, right off of this wick. Consequent encroachment would be something I'll be looking at if we drop back down below these areas and we close below consequent encroachment, then I'll get out. But again, this breakaway gap here, I'm not looking to see it get filled. If it does, then that means we might draw down to this low here to pick up more liquidity. Again, nothing but inside candles. Well, actually, not this one. I believe it's this one. Yep, this one right here. You have one on the daily, on the weekly, an inside candle where price closes and opens within the body of this candle or the high and low of the previous candle. That's a bullish sign, bullish sign, bullish sign. Here I was bullish, but obviously we rejected there. We took out a lot of liquidity. So now I'm looking for these highs up here to be the drawn liquidity. And like I said, come 10 o'clock, I want to see this candle on the 4-hour close above this grayish area and invert it. If we don't and we draw towards the lows, then that's fine. Here, we just closed above this candle here. That is a bullish order block, a bullish sign. We are rejecting bearish PD arrays. And if you are bullish, then you don't want to see price close below 50% of this area here, right where uh, right below where I jumped in. I don't need this anymore. Here we have a change in state of delivery, breakaway gap, very bullish. I want to see how this candle closes. If this candle closes down here, then that's an early it's on the 15-minute, but if it closes like down here or something, then it's a pretty bearish sign. I would like to see price close above this area. We have about 5 minutes. This candle doesn't have to close up here above this gap here, but I would like to see it close above 50% of this candle. So in this area up here, if it closes up here, then we're good. Just because I like watching how I like seeing bullish signatures in price, like this one right here. Once this 4-hour candle opened, it briefly drew into the previous inverse, um, and as soon as it did that, it continued drawing higher. It reacted pretty bullishly right with this candle here. immediate rebalance, and it left a gap here. So that's a breakaway gap on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour, on the 15 minute. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of bullish indications. So I'll just leave it at that. Hmm. It would be a gift if it came back down here. I want to see what this one does. Because we have the yeah, yeah. I think we're gonna close really nicely up here somewhere, or even if it's above here, but it has to close above this area or the bodies really. Yeah, right there. See, I want to see it close with the body. I've already made plenty, and I want to keep on holding. But if I cover up here, and I hope that it comes back down here real quick, I'll jump in again. And then if I don't cover and it just goes on, and if I do cover and it just goes on without me, that's something I'm risking. But then again, I've already made my quota for the day, so I'm happy about that. So we'll see. Oh man, that's crazy. All right. Wow. Okay. All right. Now I would like to for it to close up here then. All right. I'm gonna take another one off there. All right. Okay. I'm left with one contract. Uh, yep, one contract. I'm gonna add here. There is a tiny little gap right here. So maybe it's actually this right here. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it that way. I'm gonna um I'm gonna look to enter down here. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I'm happy holding one. Entry is right here. I should have actually entered here. No, where was it? Oh, right here, because I didn't zoom out. It was this candle had just closed right here. So this is what it looked like when I realized I needed to jump in. So right here, and then on the 1 minute, this is what it looked like. Uh, Wait, which one is it? Oh, right there. That's what it looked like. 45. Yep, 45 right here. So that's how it closed. Yep, that's how it closed. And as soon as I noticed that, I jumped in right before the breakout. Right there. That's where I jumped in. And so I would like to see price draw back into this area. If it does, I'm jumping in. And then I'm using this low down here as the stop, not this low. The reason why this low right here is because, again, right here, it's actually that low. Yep, this low right here. Here's when I want to jump in. This will be my stop. And the reason why for, at least for me, is because I don't want to um yeah, I don't want to be in this trade if it comes back into this area. I would like for this gap to remain opened. And again, I don't want a slow, well, a slow one would be nice too going into 10 o'clock, but I would like a furious, quick draw into this area so I could jump in. And so with the last contract, I'm risking what? Actually, what was my entry? Let's take a look. Um, oh, there it is. Okay. Trades. Um, Shit. Come on. There we go. Okay. It's burnt screen. Oh, come on. Oh, there it is. All right. So this is my original entry. So it was a little higher. So right. Oh man. All right. So right there. Exit. So 11.25 points. Not bad. Or 75 points. So yeah, definitely not bad. I'm happy with that, and I'm using this as my stop. Um, but if it just draws higher, then that's fine. I'll just hold it until it breaks this area here. I just did not want to be stuck with the possibility of giving back on most of it, so I just covered everything, and now I'm just waiting for a possible pullback, hopefully. Like I said, these um, all of these little voids here in price have already been filled. Also this one right here, there's a tiny little one here, but at least these voids here would be nice. There we go. Something tells me it only comes to this area. So I'll be risking 5 points. 2.5. 3 to 5 points I'll be risking. I've already made 10 points on multiple contracts, so that's good. I'd be risking about 50%. Not sure if I want to do that. But then again, the possibility for Rio for a good win is very high. 1 hour there. 5 minute. 5 minute here. 5 minute setup. Alright, yeah, this will be my entry. But man, does it look like it already wants to take off. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That looks like an institutional order for entry drill. Come on. Alright, let's leave it there. Hmm. I am so close to adding here, right now. Oh shit, it's gone. It's gone. Ay, coño. Yep, there it is, and there it goes. All right, so I'm holding on to this contract. It could still, draw back down here because now we have 3 drive pattern. That's a bearish sign, but since I'm bullish, I do expect price to continue drawing higher. Yep, that was a really nice entry. And if this ends up being what I think it is, then let's check. I need to check one thing. Yep, this right here is a propulsion block. Very bullish sign. So yeah, I'm expecting this high to get broken into. But I would, like I said, I would like a sweep. So maybe right here, man. Please give it to me. So like maybe these areas down here. Either one. Either one. Yeah, this is definitely an institutional order for entry drill on the 15-minute. There's one on the 1 hour, even on the 1 hour up here. And if it closes up here at 10, that leaves this gap here open. That might be a breakaway gap as well, as long as price closes up here somewhere. Institutional order flow entry drill here. If it doesn't even come back down to these lows, if it doesn't even break this low, very bullish signs. And like I said, if price closes up here, above this right here. That's a bullish sign on the 4 hour. So the more confluence you have with the higher time frames, the more likely you are to score a good trade. And the fact that I'm not looking for SMT right now, it's actually a pretty good sign because uh, that's funny. And there is SMT between ES and ES and NQ drew a new low here on the 15 minute. YM did not, but obviously we're 3 minutes away from closing, so from this candle closing, I mean. At this point, I'm not looking to get in at 9:30, mm, unless we like freaking dive down to this area here. Even if we come down here, I'm not jumping in. Instead, I'm just waiting for a 10 o'clock setup. Yep, you're definitely not gonna get it. This should be the like the quickest run if we close where I think we're gonna open. I mean, if we open where I think we're gonna close. I wanna close up here at 9:30, and I wanna open up here at 9:30 or 9:31, and then at 9:32 maybe draw another gap. YM just broke previous day high, and YM's the highs of YM are also very smooth looking. My draw on liquidity for the week are the previous week highs, but I do think we continue drawing way past that. Previous day high, previous day high, previous week high, right? Let's zoom out actually, right? So yeah, previous. I think this. I think this previous week high. Yeah. So I think we might hit previous week high. Um, I do think we get towards these highs today. At least this one. Oh, I'm very confident with this. I know there's no news, but sometimes the best moves happen when there's no news. And the technicals, are very telling from what I'm seeing here. Um, so yeah, but there comes, yep. If we just continue drawing higher right off of this reaction right here, then we're probably gonna go on a pretty nice run. I want it to come down here like right now. If it does that, I'm jumping in. And if it goes off without me, then I have at least a setup to anticipate for the 10 o'clock model. Again, it needs to come here for me to jump in. Yep, it needs to come here for me to jump in. Let's see. No SMT. All right. Pretty bullish reaction there. The fact that we didn't come down here, we might, yeah, I think those are the highs. Yeah, we might close at the highs on this 15-minute candle. Yeah, yeah, definitely we're closing at the highs. Ah, shoot, and I had an entry there. Let's see where this thing closes and opens. Like if I were in here, if I jumped in here, I would not want price to break below this low. This would be my stop. And if this was going to be the move higher, then I would not want price to even close below this right here. Right here. Like if price started closing below here, then that's a pretty nice reaction. I would like to see it close up here though. If it closes down here, then I wouldn't even want to be in this trade anymore. I mean, if you were in this trade. We might sweep one more time. Yeah, we might sweep one more time because these are relative equal lows here. So we might sweep one more time, at least maybe to this area, and then it draws higher. But again, if you're in this trade off of this order block here, then your first target was up here, obviously, and your stop was here. And if your first target was hit, you should have taken it, and then, because now it might sweep this low. It might even draw down to my entry where I want to get in. Yeah, see, it's like it's like playing with people's emotions right now. Does it want to close below this? Does it not? What does it want to do? Come on. All right, let's minimize it because now I'm like itching to get in, so I'll just leave it alone. Now I gotta wait. We'll go back in at 9:48. At least the stop is set. Um, and even if it goes into the my entry, I would still like to see price start to develop something on the 1 minute for me to jump in, or at least get some sort of SMT. If I get SMT, that's when I feel most comfortable adding or jumping into a trade, because then I can use my fork to guide me in managing my emotions, basically. Because in my opinion, the fork is the only forward looking, um, the true forward looking indicator that anybody can use. Right now I'm just checking X. Oh, this is Ludovichu, no, Lu di Bicho, Eunadi or something, Eunaldi. Got about 2 minutes left, or 3 minutes. So, so what I'm gonna look for is I'm gonna look for something. I don't know. I'm gonna look for a quick, maybe sweep on the 1 minute if it occurred, and then I'm gonna look for a draw higher, displacement higher above a down close candle. And if I see something like that, then I'll look to jump in. Another minute. Almost there. 20 seconds. All right, let's get in there. Wow, that's hilarious. Yeah, I don't think we draw towards a new low now. Come on, you son of a gun. Oh wow. Let's see how this one closes. Depending on how this candle closes, will give me indication as to what price wants to do. I would like to see price close up here, or at least like yeah, right in this area here. But if it doesn't, then it looks like we might draw lower. Yep, definitely drawing lower. But again, I still don't know. Let's see. Ooh. Yeah, so this candle right here will tell me a lot. So let's see. So yeah, this is where I would want to be. My stop. If I was in this trade, I would want this to be my stop right here with my entry right here. So let's just watch now, because I do believe that we do draw towards the highs, but how high we go, I'm not sure. So yeah, right here is where my entry would be with my stop right here. You know what? Let's do it. All right, so I'm in there. If we sweep the low, then I'm done. All right, well, we almost broke that low, and I was about to take it off. Let's just watch though. Okay. Ooh, I almost stopped. I mean, I almost took it off, and look where we opened and closed, right in the middle of that. Now, again, if we close down here, if we close down here or we break this low, then I'll get out because I don't want to be in anymore. Okay. 3 more seconds. Okay. So now my low is set. Now I can put my stop um, sell right there. Where is it? 52. Right there. Okay, so now my stop is set. I don't want to see price come back down. And if I lose, I lose. And I'll be done for the day. I think I'll be giving back about 40% of my profit back. But I'm okay with that. So, yeah. Couple more seconds until the 5 minute candle closes. Yeah, I would like to see it close above here. This would also be consequent encroachment of this right here. Ooh, I did not like that. Oh wait, what is this? Oh, I thought for some reason I was thinking that this was the 5 minute candle and was about to close in 30 seconds ago, but I didn't realize that this was the previous one. So my stop stands. We'll see. But it needs to go like now. Otherwise, might not after all. I feel like I'm going to get stopped and then it's going to go. Yeah. I do not like that feeling. So I'm just gonna keep watching. 15. The 5 minute is what I'm watching because I like what the 5 minute is showing me. So we'll see. We have 2 minutes until this candle closes, and I would like for it to close higher. If it closes below this area here, then I'll take my stop if this low gets broken. So I'll move my stop up to actually, yeah, damn, decisions. I'm getting greedy. I can feel it. So I'm gonna leave my stop where it is. Yeah. Well, this is starting to be a good sign. All right. Come on. Keep coming. I want to see it close up here, or at least above 40, above 50% here. Come on. Yeah, I don't think we yeah, like now my stop is here if price closes here. Keep going. Come on, baby. Yeah, we're definitely gonna break, I think. But again, my stop is now if we close below here. That's a quick reaction. I think there are a lot of people trying to get short. But watch, if my feeling is correct, we're gonna take off up to like this areas up here. So that's what I'm looking for. And it might happen with this candle. It's gonna happen with one of them, I know that. It might do the zigzag for a couple of them, or it might happen now, who knows. But it's gonna happen. Oh yeah, it's happening. Yeah, a lot of little liquidity pulls there. Let's see what's going to happen. I would like for that to happen, but again, got to be patient, and it'll pay off. It's bound to happen. We might get one more quick uh, heart attack, but it's bound to happen. Let me put one sell here at 70. Sell. Okay, so I got my stop. No risk. Absolutely zero risk. Yeah, we might break this low here or something. But when the breakout happens, it'll be huge in my opinion. There we go. Come on. Oh, don't fail on me now. So now any close below here and I'll get out. All right. Yeah, I knew we were going to get something like this. So I'm just watching. Let's see what the reaction is. All right. I just jumped into a micro there, another micro. And I'm going to look, yeah, I'm holding this. Yep, I'm definitely holding this. Oh, I just hit with one I just hit one of my targets. I think we're hitting up here eventually, and then up here. Right. uh, my stop is now down here. Any close below this area and I'm done. Even here, if we close below 50% here, then I'm out. I think up here is the goal, like I said. Uh, yep, right up here is the goal. I don't think we come back down to this area. If we close below this order block here, then we might come back down to this area. This is, in my opinion, this is based off of the 1 minute. This is on the 1 minute time frame. So if we're still bullish and if we're still going to continue in this way, then I do believe that uh, up here is the next target. And if we do get here, I want to see it close just like it did here. It blew through and closed above. That's why this order block to me is important. And if we break below it, then I'll take my stop. So I think it's a pretty good 10 o'clock setup. Yeah, I love how we closed. See how we closed above here? Like very commanding, right? Very commanding. We're leaving very good PDRAs. Okay, so 78 will be my first target. Well, my last target. No, not my last target. My second to last target. 78. What is it? 78. So, so I'll sell there. Okay, come on. 2 more points. If we come back down here, that's a total dick move. And they're so close. All right, all right. Hit that target. So now the last target is 83.75, and that'll be it for me. Okay, let's set that there. Yep. Yeah. So now my stop is even down here. Like I don't even want to see it anymore. And plus, it's already 10, and I don't want to be in this trade longer than I have to. I've already made plenty. So yeah. Decisions. Like I know we'll probably most likely come back to retest this right here. So my average is 70 right here, 67.25. And so do I want to lose out on 10 points? And instead of making 10 points on my last contract, do I want to lose out and lose 5 points? And I think the answer is going to be yes. So I'm just going to leave this here. But yeah, I'm pretty much done for the day. Initially, I did say that I wanted to see price draw towards this high, but I think the first week, well, the first objective was the new week opening gap. So that's why that'll be it for me. But I do think we close above previous day high, at least, or I do think we close above the body of this candle 100% today. Do we close above the previous day high? Maybe, but I do think that this whole down move is the sell model, the buy model. I mean, um, right here. So you have um, consolidation, manipulation, distribution, consolidation, distribution. So we got these breakers to break through. Um, so yeah, I do think we draw towards these highs today. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, Great day. Very happy. So I'll see you next week.